How's it going? I can see that you are a bit upset. So why don't we ask the cards for some guidance? Just sit down, relax, lay down if you want to, and we're going to ask the cards whether there's something that you should know right now to help you set your mind at ease. So why don't we start out by breaking it down? So what happens if you had to put it in one sentence, just a few words? How would you describe the situation to me and to the cards? I see. Okay. Well, that's very good. Simplifying things and breaking them down in and of itself can help soothe your mind, because the biggest problem with these situations is mostly that there's a lot of chaos attached to these different emotions. There's a lot of gray areas, a lot of murkiness. So it's very good that we started out by giving the problem a name or a short description, because then the cards are going to be able to connect with the situation a lot easier. And the reason is that your subconscious mind is more streamlined towards a well-defined, well-categorized problem than a fragmented and chaotic impression of what's wrong. So you did very well by trying to pinpoint the issue. So now that we have that, I'm gonna continue shuffling for a little while, and I'd like you to keep breathing in and out. And I'm getting a sense that what the tarot would like to do for you now is it's going to ask you some questions. So there's actually no messages waiting to be delivered at this point. It's going to be about asking you some questions. Are you okay with that? Just a couple. No, there's no right or wrong questions. Answers. There are right or wrong questions, though. So these questions are going to be the right questions. You can totally be asking yourself the wrong question. So the tarot at this point is going to help you with raising important questions regarding your situation. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Take a deep breath in. release it. Breathe out. All right. So let's see those questions. Okay. All right. I can tell that your mind is already slowing down. You're more at peace than in the beginning. So that's very good. You're doing a great job. All right. And if you feel like you have the answers to some of the questions that we are about to discuss, if you have the answers to some of them, or all of them, and you feel like you want to share them with us, please go ahead and leave a comment. But if not, if you feel like it's just for you, for your own personal meditation, then that's okay too. Okay, so let's see those questions. King of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so the first two questions are regarding two people in your life. Two people that you know, and I'm going to describe them to you, and you'll be able to recognize them based on the description, hopefully. And the last question is aimed at you. But let's start with the first two. Who is the King of Wands in your life? The King of Wands, just like the Queen of Cups, is a role model. So we could be talking about your father and your mother, or someone who corresponds to the role of a father figure and a mother figure. The King of Wands is someone, a masculine presence, who is extremely confident, knows what they are doing, knows what they want, and even though they are extremely confident and determined, they are not selfish. So that makes them a very respectable authority figure. What makes the King of Wands special and worthy of praise and admiration is that they are, and I'm using the pronoun they because it could just as well be a woman, but this card is conveying ideas that are normally associated with men. But that does not mean that in your life they can't be a woman. They can absolutely be. So anyway, I was at the point I was trying to make was that they are respectable and authoritative because they have a good handle on the dynamics and the energies that are present in the community. So they are a natural leader. They have this very sort of serene but firm and relentless energy about them. They are most likely quiet, soft-spoken, or just a very jovial and friendly person, someone who you immediately trust as soon as you are in their presence. But there's also a level of intimidation that does not come from aggressive behavior or threats or anything like that. It's just the aura that they possess that makes them. You kind of fear them, but you also trust them at the same time. So it's an interesting mix. These people are very special and they are very useful to a community because they know how to deflate conflicts. They know how to handle difficult situations. And they know how to discipline themselves. So they possess a lot of self-restraint and self-discipline. And they are able to lead people by showing a good example of how life could be and how a person can behave. And I'm sure you have recognized who this person is in your life, and you don't necessarily have to have a very personal contact with them, so they don't have to be a friend or a family member. You don't even have to know them personally to be able to recognize who they are. But I'm sure that based on the description you already know who this person is. So you look up to them and you appreciate their presence and you kind of want to be like them, which is fine. Now let's move on to the second role model. They are a very different type of energy. This was fire. So the King of Wands was fire, fiery energy. A lot of active, creative, intense energies and qualities. Now, with this card, the Queen of Cups, we've got someone who is very water-like. So this person is empathetic, intuitive, has an aura of healing and gentleness that makes you attracted to them, that makes you want to have a chance to get to know them better, or to spend more time with them, to be in their presence, because they have a naturally calming, relaxing, and therapeutic quality about them. The Queen of Cups works with feelings. They are very understanding, very compassionate. So while the King of Wands, like a father figure, is giving you conditional love, so they will discipline you if you are out of line. If you do something that is unacceptable, they will draw your attention to it. The Queen of Cups is more like a forgiving mother figure, someone who prioritizes your feelings and your sense of comfort over what's right or what's wrong. So, who are these people? Who is the Queen of Cups and who is the King of Wands for you right now? I'd like you to think about that. And now the last question, which is the most important and is going to help you figure your situation out, is the Six of Wands, which poses the question of, what do you think a true accomplishment is? I understand that your sense of being upset comes from your ego to a certain extent. You feel like you have been defeated, you feel like you've disappointed yourself or other people, and this feeling is creating some psychological discomfort within your mind right now. So, in order to get to the core of your problem, you need to ask yourself what a real accomplishment is. What is your idea of success? And I want you to think about this now from the perspective of these two people, of these two entities, or these two people in your life that you look up to. What do you think their idea of success is? They probably have very different notions of what an achievement should be. Do you think, considering what happened, do you honestly think that they would both consider you a loser or inadequate or unsuccessful? What do you think they would say? Now, I'd like you to think about them individually. What do you think a sense of achievement means to the Queen of Cups? Put it into words, or if you can only detect some feelings, a general impression of what that would be at this moment, and that's good enough too. what do you think their idea of success is? Okay. Now, what do you think the King of Wands' idea of success is? Okay. Now that you have thought about that, do you think that there were any elements of success in what happened, in what you did, in how it all unfolded? Is there anything in there that is of value to either of these people? What would they say? What do you think? And if not, which I think there's a very small chance, but if not, what do you think they would consider a good move towards success in your current position? Again, if you feel like you want to share with us your insights, the answers that came to you, please leave a comment, let us know. But if not, then we're just gonna leave it at that. Otherwise, we can have a conversation about this. Whatever you feel like doing. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one.